Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inform TV. Today, we just want to talk about just some real differences of marijuana. Yep, we're going to talk about the topic again, and the reason why is because recently I just noticed that my insurance rates have gone up in the state of Illinois right after they legalized pot. They legalized recreational marijuana. Now, you've also heard all these stories about people who are vaping THC. Well, now people are understanding that THC is not good for you. You're putting the chemical right in people's lungs. Various chemicals are destroying the bodies of so many people, just wrecking their immune systems, just wrecking their response systems. You're destroying your own constituents when you desire to legalize marijuana. This is a problem today in today's society, that people do not think about the consequences about their actions or who they vote for. And there's got to be a movement. There's got to be a movement of people who desire, who say to themselves that I am not going to just elect the most popular person, a person who wants to oh yeah, we're going to legalize pot, and you all just celebrate and you dance and you cheer, but you don't know the consequences of that decision. I'm experiencing the consequences of this decision, and so many others in the state of Illinois are, as the accidents are already increasing in our state after they decided to legalize marijuana. Now, I told you this would happen. I did tell you in many of my videos that it's going to happen, that our costs are going to go up. And now it's happened. I looked at my bill today and I noticed my insurance rates have gone up, my car insurance rates. I mean, we just bought a car and everything, but now we thought we had one price, but because we live in the state of Illinois, the costs have gone up. And now I'm paying for the mistakes of so many other people who decided to vote a certain way to get politicians in that want to legalize pot. I have to pay for your negligence. I have to pay for your ignorant voting. It's not fair, is it? It should be fair. No, I believe you who voted for the pro-pot candidates, you should pay more money. I shouldn't have to pay more money for your bad decisions. That's how I see it. I shouldn't have to pay for the bad decisions of someone who runs over a child because they were high on dope. But see, the problem with the marijuana addicted person, the reason why they're not good at arguing it and they don't really have any legs to stand on, is because you don't even have a heart just about. I don't think you're not even connecting. You're so disconnected that you're not even connecting with the consequences of other people for your bad decisions. When you run over the child, when you are impaired and you destroy someone's car, many times both people's rates, your rate goes up and the other person's rate goes up. But see how it works with insurance companies? The issue is that everybody's insurance goes up because they said, we don't know where the cost is going to be, but the whole state is just contaminated. The whole entire state is contaminated with stupid people who elected stupid politicians who want to raise their taxes and just put people's lives in danger. So all they know is that, man, we just got to raise everybody's rates because we don't know where the stupidity begins and where it ends. Because you never know where the cost is going to be. Will it be a person who's impaired or whatever? So the issue is that we need to stop the legalization of marijuana. When you legalize marijuana, if your state has not legalized marijuana, let our state be your example. Let our state be an example of what can happen. I warned the people of Illinois that this is exactly what would happen. I warned every single politician. I looked them right in their eye and I told them, you are costing us millions and millions of dollars. You're costing us so many million, and you just don't care about your fellow man. You don't care about your children. You only care about your selfish, stinking self. You're selfish, stinking. So, and even marijuana makes people smell too. There's an odor that they give off. There's a stench that people who are high on dope give off, and it smells like. It's many times people say it smells like pee. It's like a peary scent. The people who are smoking the dope, they don't even smell it, but those around them, they can easily smell it. It's like their bile and just stench of their body odor is just it enhances and increases. And you should become more self-aware if you smoke pot, because everybody's looking at you. Everybody is smelling you. When you walk in the door, oh, that's so and so, that weed smoking person right there, who is full of pot, and so they're going to be smelling like a little bit of marijuana, or their kidneys are not functioning properly, and you just smell the urination coming out the pores of their body. All right, that's just another reason why you may want to stop marijuana if you worry about what other people think about you, because this is what other people see that you don't see, and other people smell that you don't smell. But people can see you walking through the door, not even by looking at you, by just smelling. Oh, I smell the cloud of that body, that marijuana pot person. They got that odor. That it smells like a pee, or some people say it's a pissy smell, a pissy smell. And but anyways, this is it's going to cost you your money. It's going to cost you your reputation. There's a lot of costs. When we talk about costs when it comes to marijuana, there's a whole lot of costs. It could be costing you your white blood cells, your immune system. It could be costing you money for the doctors, and you got to pay for emphysema treatments and cancer treatments and things like that. It's going to cost you a lot, but also it's going to cost the innocent people like myself. Like, my insurance rates went up. Even though I don't smoke weed, my insurance rates have gone up because other people decided again to elect the dum-dums, and they decided to legalize pot to make our lives much more dangerous living in the state. And then also you get young people say, oh, well, they legalize it, it must mean we can do it. No, you shouldn't do it. Just like you shouldn't be drinking while you're driving. You shouldn't be doing it. You know, it impairs your judgment, impairs your body, except marijuana stays in your body for many, many weeks in your system, delaying reaction time and destroying you biochemically in so many ways, especially men. All right, I could go through the whole list again, but of lower testosterone, of poor immune systems. And of course, if your immune system is shoddy, everything else is shoddy. It's cost you a whole lot. It costs your relationships. It determines what kind of person you're going to marry. Another person who's tuned out, a person who doesn't know any better. It's going to cost you your job. You're not going to be functioning on all four cylinders. It's going to cost you job performance. It's going to cost you academic performance. There's a lot of cost in marijuana. And once you come to your senses, you realize that it's just not worth it after a while, because you see all the drama that marijuana has done to your body, the lower IQ that has given you, which means you have a slower way of communicating, a slower way of thinking, and you just can't process things properly. You think more delusionally and things. You're not looking at the real world. You're just tuned out. You're not looking at the cost of what marijuana and other drugs do to you and other people around you. All right. So this is something that we have to deal with, that a lot of y'all may not realize, that you may not be thinking about at all. But my rates have gone up. So it's going to cost me more of these Benjamins than you ever dreamed of, because my insurance rates went up 19%. After a while, that's going to add up to a lot of money, folks. That 19%, whatever your car insurance is, pretty decently high, we were standard, but it went up 19%. So every month I'm paying 19% more. When you go to the store and buy groceries, every car has to be insured, right? Since it's occupying within the state of Illinois, your rates are going to go up. Your food goes up, because what a business does is that they transfer the cost of business onto the consumer. So now every time you buy that food and you're transporting, or that they had to transport that food into this state, or anything that comes from the state, the costs have gone up because the insurance rates within the businesses in this state have gone up. So guess what? You're paying more for your food, more for your driving, more for your health care, because there's legalization of marijuana, there's more death on the roads, and therefore the life insurance rates have to go up. All kind of things are going up, you know. Now, sometimes if your life insurance rates are fixed, you don't have to worry about that. But other people may have some difficulties. So this is just the consequence of voting the way you do. You've got to pay attention. You have got to encourage your other friends to live in the real world, to get out of the matrix of ignorance. And you've got to learn how to think for yourself, and not think like a mass of sheep herding themselves down the hill of slaughter. It's just like you're going into a Shark Tank, sheep, and you're just jumping off a cliff, and the waters are shark infested. And oh, but I've got my friends with me. Yeah, you're going down together. And the rest of us are saying, what are these stupid people doing? Why don't they wake up? All right. So, anyways, that's what I want to share to you today, just for you to know that there are consequences for smoking weed and pot, and you should not. You should be a vocal antagonist about pot, and you should not be for it. You should be against it. And it's okay to be against things that's popular in the culture, because a lot of times it's just full of hype. There are people who've invested so much money in marketing that you're like one voice, it may seem. But when our voices combine, we become a mighty movement, a mighty force to be reckoned with. The multimillionaires and billionaires, I assure you, are supporting the pot industry. This is why they spend so much money making sure people don't hear messages like what I'm telling you right now. They will demonetize them, or they will try to censor them, or they'll optimize their message over my message, because they're pushing that same agenda. And you all think, oh, this is just a popular thing. This is just something that everyone wants. And everything. No, you're just listening to the a mass of people who have been invested in by the multimillionaires and billionaires. And if you really cared about that sort of thing, about how very wealthy people can influence you and how you vote and things, you should be concerned about how you vote. And I would say you should be concerned about voting for the left, because they're the ones who are being pushed by so many of these multimillionaires and bankers and all those kind of things anyways, because they want to make money off of the stupid people smoking weed, smoking all that weed. All right. So again, that's all I want to share with you today. Thank you so much. And again, fight the legalization of marijuana. If it's not in your state, fight against it. This is just another reason. And I spoke about this too. I spoke about this in many other videos, that our insurance rates, folks, if you support the legalization of pot, your insurance rates are going to go up. And now, right now it's September 30th, and now we're experiencing right now. I just experienced it just looking at my bill today and said, whoa, called them up and found that was the reason. Because the dumb people of Illinois, who are the politicians and the voters who are tuned out, who didn't care, just gave themselves a fine of a fee of 19% increase of our car insurance and many other insurance. And our costs are going to go up because of this too, in multiple ways. So I encourage you all to do whatever it takes to let people know, hey, I don't want this extra cost in my life. I don't want this in my life. I want to live in a state that has low costs, low fees, low taxes, and they treat people well. They value human life. And unless you value human life, you won't even think about the taxes. You won't think about how much things cost others, because you're not thinking about your other people. You're thinking about yourself and only yourself. So thank you, and God bless America. Oh, and check our station out. I encourage you to check it out. It's informed.tv. Go to www.informed.tv. You can learn more about other things too. Also, you can go to realdope.tv, www.realdope.tv. You can learn more about marijuana and what it really does to people. All right. Thank you. God bless America.